and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, March 11th, and I'm your host, Kristen McDonald. It is great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. It was an amazing week for the Mustang athletes here at the School on the Hill with 3 thrilling tournament wins. To break down all the games, we will toss it over to Mike Maloof with this week's sports update.
Thanks, Kristen. It was a thrilling week indeed. We had some come-from-behind victories, one of which took 2 overtimes to get the outcome. But at the end of the day, we have 3 Mustang teams moving on to the Elite 8. Let's take a look back at the round of 16. Monday night, the boys basketball team hosted their final home game of the season against number 10 ranked Salem Witches. Coach McDonald's team was all business as they got there early for stretches in the shoot-around. The barn was packed with a lively student section along with residents and even past alumni. Salem traveled well, sending not 1 but 2 fan buses for their students. After a nice anthem sung by NHS senior Johnny Ayoub, the teams took to the court for the opening tip. Salem got out early, scoring the first 6 points of the game. Norwood would fight back, but after the first quarter, they would find themselves down 21-13. The second quarter would be a different story, led by the sharp shooting of junior Dylan Hamway and the strong defense of the Mustangs. They would find themselves back in the game. With just 10 seconds left in a tie score, senior captain Joey Steves had the ball and a chance to take their first lead of their game.
8 seconds to go. Francis sets the screen. Looks like Steves might try to take this one himself. He might have to hurry. Francis got to get it off fast, and he does beat the clock. Giving Norwood momentum and a 2-point lead into the half is Brandon Francis.
Coach McDonald and her team came out in the third quarter firing. Junior captain and Tri-Valley League MVP Noah Bodette drains 2 threes early and the fans were loving it. Salem did not let down, matching basket for basket. After a back and forth third, Norwood's lefty marksman Dylan Hamway drained a huge 3 to put the Stangs up by 6. In the fourth, the Mustangs bared down on defense, only allowing 1 basket in the first 5 minutes of the quarter. And from behind the arc, Noah Bodette and company just couldn't miss.
He's been taking those. Maybe he can make them, but he's much better inside. Bodette feeling it. Norwood with a 16-point lead.
Again, Stangs playing to their strengths, right?
From there on, it was all Norwood. The final at the barn was 78-63 Norwood, and we had a chance to talk with junior Dylan Hamway after the game.
All right, Dylan Hamway, can you hear us up here in the booth?
I can hear you guys up there. How are we doing?
First of all, congratulations on an excellent team win. You must be pleased, certainly for your squad. What do you attribute to the success of your squad tonight?
I think we did a great job moving the ball, hitting shots tonight, played great defense. And I think main focus, though, moving the ball, getting to the basket, hitting shots.
All right, you had 11 points tonight. Not sure if you're aware of that, but 3 3-pointers came at very key times in a very key way. You had a little separation there, and you have that nice lefty stroke. Were you able to get around guys and get open, or what was the success for you tonight?
Yeah, it was just a matter of time before my shots started falling. Started to get open. Teammates set me up well off the screen. Really helped me well be able to get open tonight.
And just on a personal note for you, certainly you're going to be back on this team next year, but we don't have to think about next year yet because you guys are moving on.
Yep.
You realize you get the winner of Mansfield and Shepherd Hill. I don't know if you have a preference of those 2 teams or you're going to play who you play and you're going to play hard.
We're going to be ready for whoever comes our way. And we're looking forward to it. Back to the work this week and then on to the next one.
All right, Dylan, thanks for sharing a couple of minutes with us. We appreciate it. Congratulations on a great win.
Thank you, thank you.
Then on Tuesday, it was doubleheader action as boys hockey team took on Newburyport, followed by the girls basketball team versus Amherst Pelham. To the ice we go as the number 7 boys hockey team hosted number 10 Newburyport. After some chances early, Norwood's Connor Lydon found himself heading to the box for boarding only 6 minutes into the game. The Clippers would take advantage as junior Zach McHugh would walk it out and beat Ethan Barrows far side. Newburyport would carry momentum following the power play goal, but Barrows came up with some big saves, none better than this leg save as he appeared to be falling from post to post. The period would end 1-0 in favor of the Clippers. Then in the second, the ice seemed to shift towards the Mustangs. And about halfway through the period, on a 5-on-3 advantage, Kevin Broderick knotted the score.
Another face-off win here for Kidd. Gets it on over, moving in is Broderick, takes the shot, and that goes in. Kevin Broderick knots this game up at 1 with a laser beam.
Then, late in the period, the Mustangs would find themselves on the power play again. This time, the advantage went to the Clippers. Eddie Carroll tried to go D to D, but the pass was intercepted, and with less than 10 seconds left, Newburyport's Cam Tickham scored the shorthanded goal. In the third, the Mustangs packed on the pressure, but the Clippers goaltender, Jamie Brooks, was up for the task. And with just a minute and 45 seconds left in the game, Norwood would head to the power play after a boarding call against Newburyport. With a 6-on-4 advantage, the Mustangs would pour on the pressure but couldn't put one past Brooks. That is until Kevin Broderick would walk one off the half boards.
Broderick gets around one player, takes the wrister, and it goes in! Kevin Broderick, as he celebrates with the student section, they are going crazy right now.
The place to do it, he just walked in fantastic with 22 seconds left.
Tied at 2, the game would go to the 4-on-4 overtime. In the first 8 minutes, both teams would see their fair share of chances, but no one was able to capitalize. The game would head into a second overtime in a 3-on-3 format. The Mustangs would control a lot of possession during the 3-on-3, and with under 2 minutes left, well, let's just listen in.
A minute 24 to go. Here we're in the second overtime period.
Smart play.
Tolman over. There's the shot, and it goes in! Norwood is moving on! And it's Sean Dittmeyer, number 10, who took the feed from George Tolman, and they are going nuts here at the skating club.
With that goal, boys hockey continued on to the round of 8, and we had a chance to talk to the goal scorer himself after the game.
That great pass from George finding you open and how you were able to bury it.
Well, I mean, 3-on-3, there's just so much ice open. There's not a lot of passes you can make, but when you make a pass, it has to be perfect. And I'm just so happy he found me right in the middle so I can put the game home, headed to Gloucester.
What an unbelievable game. Sean, I mean, you must have known coming in. I mean, this is a good quality program. These guys are a young team, but they are really good. They bring some speed and some size. What were your kind of expectations coming in for this afternoon as Coach Allen gives you the big high five?
Expectations coming in, we really had to play a hard game. We had to get pucks deep, forecheck real hard, and we knew we had to get some goals in, and that's exactly what we did.
It was a beautifully played game from every aspect defensively. Talk about Ethan Barrows and some of the stuff that he came up with there.
Oh, Ethan Barrows, he's been playing insane all year. He's been playing lights out for us. He hasn't let up too many goals. As you can see here, only 2. So I don't know. He's been playing great. He's been really keeping us in all these games heading forward, and I'm sure he will the next couple more games.
So what are you kind of looking forward to? Obviously, Gloucester, these are teams that we don't see very much during the course of the regular season. How do you guys go about preparing for, teams that you've not played before?
We all watch a lot of film. We really watch it anytime we can, and I know I can say I've watched at least 9-10 games on Gloucester already, and haven't even played them yet.
Oh, you guys
I
are
had no clue
ready,
we were even going to face them yet. But all of us are ready for Gloucester. We know who's good, we know who's a little weaker, and we're going to be ready for them, no doubt.
Well, best of luck to you in that game, and congratulations on a really well-played game. Go get some water, go celebrate with
Thank
your
you
teammates.
so much.
Congrats,
Yeah,
you're
much
moving
needed.
along.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Sean.
Thank you.
Then later that night, the girls basketball hosted number 17 seed Amherst Pelham. As was the case for the other Mustang teams, the girls fell behind early. The Hurricanes were hitting shot after shot, led by senior Delaney McFetries. Norwood's impressive ball movement found some open shots that kept them close. The first quarter ended with the Lady Stangs only behind by 2. The second quarter was back and forth as the Mustangs and the Hurricanes had their own respective runs. Alexa Corus was able to knock down a 3-pointer to close the deficit to 4. Both teams locked down the defense, and it took nearly 3 minutes before the Hurricanes were able to score 2 more baskets to extend the lead to 6. Norwood would then find themselves with the last shot of the half.
Nice.
All right, Trisha.
Never mind.
All right. Forget I said that.
Yeah, instead, Trisha, you shoot a 3.
Then in the third, Norwood would find its first lead of the game with a 3-pointer from Allie Steves. The Hurricanes would respond with some baskets of their own, but it was Allie Steves' quarter to shine as a senior captain hit another huge 3 late to put the Mustangs back within 1 point, and then followed up a fast break to give the Mustangs a lead. In the fourth, the girls showed why they were the number 1 seed. Defensively, they only allowed 1 basket, and offensively, the shots just kept falling. They went on to outscore the Hurricanes 14-3 in the quarter and then went on to win the game 52-40. We had a chance to talk to the star senior captain herself, Allie Steves, after the game.
Hi, Allie.
Allie, you were fantastic tonight. What a great game. Oh my goodness.
All right, I have 16 points, but I'm not sure if I did it right. Is that right? Okay.
She doesn't know.
I don't know what it was, those 3-pointers that sparked it.
Allie, yeah, I mean, this is a tough game, right? Most of the game, you guys were behind.
Yeah, they were so good. They didn't finish.
Yeah,
No,
they're really good defensively. But you know what? You came up in clutch times. It really sparked your team. You know, you should feel so good about your game tonight. It's really good. You're one of the people you ever heard. You know, that last quarter, I think everybody just said, you know what? We're going for it. Ball didn't go in very well tonight. Sometimes.
We're not losing.
Okay, I always wonder what goes on in there.
You can tell that. You can tell that. Just, you know, take your opportunities, right? And, boy, you came through. You should feel so good about the game you had tonight. And your brother's team won last night.
So is that we just trying to keep up with him? You guys have a competition, right? It's going to go further. So I have one other question. It has nothing to do with this. What's Mary Ellen saying all about this down at Huntington Donuts? Did she take you guys off the schedule or what?
You're fantastic. Your family's having fun this week. They must be so proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great game tonight.
So,
Thank you.
all right, good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thank
so,
you.
All right,
We
best
want to
of
see
luck.
more of you. Bye-bye.
Well, it's been a very exciting week for the Mustangs, and we have now 3 teams competing in the Elite 8 this weekend. Good luck to each team and keep it rolling. I want to give a special shout out to NHS Class of 2011 alumni, Stonehill softball head coach, and my sister, Allie Maloof, on recording her first collegiate head coaching win. Go Hill! And speaking of Stonehill, back to you, Kristen.
Thanks, Mike, and congrats to all the teams. Let's keep it rolling. Special town meeting will convene Monday evening. Town meeting moderator David Hearn shares more on the topics that will be discussed on town meeting floor.
We have 2 warrants, so 2 special town meetings being held, one right after the other. One of those warrants deals with the proposal to replace the Coakley Middle School with a new middle school, essentially on the same site, a little bit back on the property. And the town meeting members are being asked to vote to approve the appropriation of money for that project. Some of the money would come from taxation. I think there's a proposed override that would be part of that. And about a third of the money would come from the Mass School Building Authority. There is an article in the other warrant, I think it's Article 1 in the other warrant, that proposes a new general bylaw for the town that would deal with stormwater protection. It's proposed in part to comply with federal regulations that require municipalities to deal with stormwater in an effective way. And stormwater is the water that flows when we have storms, when we rain or whatever. And the proposal would put the oversight in the hands of the engineering department, the town engineering department, to review stormwater protection and stormwater systems on private property. So new developments or properties being renovated, particularly commercial properties, the engineering department would have the responsibility and the authority to review and approve the stormwater systems that are being proposed.
NCM is broadcasting Special Town Meeting live starting at 6:30 p.m. on the Government Channel. Stay tuned after this break to learn more about a new billing system at Norwood Light and this week's Living Local. Welcome back. As of last week, the Norwood Light Department rolled out its new billing system. The new system offers increased functionality for both our customer service reps and to our customers. These features include a customer portal where customers can see their bill, past and present usage, along with various methods of paying their bill. These methods include e-check, credit or debit card, along with a phone IVR. These features are available for water, electric, sewer, and broadband. To sign up for the customer portal, go on over to norwoodlight.com and click Pay My Bill. When signing up, we want to remind people that the water account drops the last digit. If you have any questions, please contact their customer service department. Things like luxury perfumes, candles, and soaps you just can't shop online for. And a family-owned business right here in Norwood can help you find it all. You can shop local for these things right on Washington Street at the Imperial Perfumery and Boutique. Let's take a look at this week's Living Local.
Starting a family-owned business was Brutus Fritznell's lifelong dream. In 2021, he turned that idea into a reality.
This business, it's been a while for the past 20 years. That was a vision. And when we moved to Norwood, my kids went to school in Norwood, to high school, starting from elementary school up to high school. And I had that vision in mind. And when I look at the Norwood neighborhood, like Westwood, and there's a lot of shops, and then I said, why not Norwood have one too?
Fritznell saw something special in Norwood. That's why he decided to open up shop right on Washington Street.
Norwood, it's unique, it's diverse. The population, you can see, very diverse. And that's what I like about Norwood. And my kids, they go to school here. I never one day they coming home complain, Papi, I experienced something. And then I said, I think we found our place.
Ashley Police is the proud co-owner of Imperial Perfumery and Boutique. She enjoys working with her family every day.
It's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot less stressful than working with people you don't know, because you know how each other work and it's easier to figure out how the schedules work, and it's just nice working with your family.
Police specializes in curating a space that has something for every customer.
We have perfumes, we have candles, we have local perfumes, more things you would see in the US, but we also have a lot of European different brands.
These days, online shopping is popular, but for things like perfumes and candles, it's best to try before you buy.
Personally, I love different smells. I love candles. I love all the kinds of lotions and everything that we have here. It's even better to have the first-hand experience to try things out myself, so that way I can easily tell people what they like and what they don't like. Especially because when people go to like Macy's or like the mall, it's harder to figure out what they want because there's just too many different options. And you know, a lot of the smells are the same versus having different things that really cater to what a person really is looking for.
And if it's not on the shelf, this detail-oriented family business will find it for you.
So when we pick out a product, we usually try to see like the different type of reviews and try to do a little research before we pick out something that we think that the neighborhood would like, or even we take requests from some people that come in if they're looking for something specific that they can't find anywhere else.
Imperial Perfumery and Boutique is located at 700 Washington Street. The store is open daily, Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Thanks, Brian. Imperial Perfumery and Boutique is located on 700 Washington Street. Be sure to check it out. And now we're going to toss it over to Miles Kidd with the latest in school news.
Hi guys, I'm Miles Kidd, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. At Norwood High School, the Spanish Level 3 and 5 classes in the Social Justice class learned about the homeless in our local community. Teacher Michelle Kelly gave a powerful presentation about the different reasons people become homeless and how individuals can help them. Through social action, they will be collaborating and cooperating respectfully with others to organize a bilingual social action justice campaign. They listen and participate in presentations in English, but practice reading, writing, listening, and speaking in Spanish with appropriate vocabulary. The students are learning that through service, what it means to be part of a community and to give back.
The Balch School is celebrating Read Across America with a book bracket of 8 books. All students hear 2 books a week during the month of March. The first week had a surprising result. The titles Speak Up and Say Something tied. Stay tuned to find out which book wins. Huge shout out to the students and staff at the Callahan School for donating over 800 food items to the Norwood Food Pantry. It was a true team effort. Grade 3 were crowned the Super Bowl champions, as in soup. The Callahan community would also like to thank the building and grounds crew for delivering the items. It's MCAS season once again. The amazing technology team came to the Callahan and made sure students and staff are ready to take the test, which will begin in several weeks. In addition, seniors from Norwood High School stopped by to introduce students to French. Grade 5 students will be choosing a language for middle school, and this is a wonderful opportunity for them to ask questions and make an informed decision. The Cleveland School's Readathon started out strong with a welcome return of the pop-up library staffed by members of the Morrill Memorial Library. Students had an opportunity to browse and borrow titles. The Readathon is part of the PTO's celebration of Read Across America. At Little Mustangs, children are learning how to take good care of their teeth. Preschool classes were lucky enough to have a visit from Miss Erica from Pediatric and Family Dentistry of Norwood and her fuzzy friend Flossie. Students learned that they should brush their teeth at least 2 times each day, and to make sure that they take time to brush out the outside, inside, and tops of their teeth. Miss Erica also brought gloves and tools children will see at a dentist's office and explains in a child-friendly way what the dentist does. This is to help calm fears children might have when they visit the dentist. Miss Erica and Flossie always bring a lot of smile to our Little Mustangs. Well, that's it for school news. There's something interesting happening in our classrooms and schools every day, and thanks to all the educators who share the news with us. Now let's go back to Kristen for some more Norwood news.
Thanks, Miles. The Middle School Building Committee held a very brief meeting Monday afternoon prior to their 9th public forum. Brian Jarvis of Compass Project Management provided the committee with an update.
Wednesday, the 2nd of March, MSBA voted to approve the project schematic design deliverable and move it into project scope and budget agreement, which would be the next step pending favorable outcomes at the town meeting and town elections. If the project passes, then the town would enter in what's called the scope and budget agreement with the MSBA, which basically locks in the contract, including reimbursement rate, the size of the amount of the grant or potential maximum facilities grant. That paperwork would get finalized and sent back in the MSBA. Then we'll issue what's called the project funding agreement, which will be all the financials behind the project until we have a final construction number in hand. And once those items are done, the project will continue to move forward in a design phase, and the town can continue to submit reimbursement requests monthly basis during design. So a big day last Wednesday, and now we're proceeding to present and be ready for town meeting.
Great. Yeah, that was all good news. We have a great partner in MSBA. We need 3 things to be done in order to get the project funded. MSBA took care of the first item, approving the schematic design, and by 7-0 vote, approving going ahead with the funding portion of their program. And it's up to the town next to vote positively, both in town meeting on the 14th, as well as the town election on April 4th.
Following the update, the board voted to accept vendor invoices. Just a few hours later, the committee held its 9th public forum for the residents. This, the first in-person forum, was held in the library of the Coakley. Residents gathered as members of the committee, Compass Project Management, and AI3 presented information about the potential new middle school. Town meeting members will vote to approve the funding of this new school project on Monday, March 14th. Residents will vote on the project as part of the April's town election. At Tuesday night's Library Board of Trustees meeting, Library Director Clayton Cheever was excited to announce that the library has been approached by the court system to provide access to court hearings and registrar. The Morrill Memorial Library will be able to provide access to these services as well as help navigating the system for residents. The Morrill Memorial Library will be the first library in the state to participate in this program. The first area that will be accessible through the library will be Family Probate Court. The Library Board of Trustees will meet again next month. The Zoning Board of Appeals met at the Senior Center Tuesday evening. The first public hearing welcomed Cross Street residents seeking a variance for a deck. The residents presented information to the board and the application was approved unanimously. Property owners on Washington Street appeared before the board seeking a special permit for renovations. After discussion with the board, the application was approved under one condition: additional approval from the DPW. The zoning board meets again on April 5th. The school committee met remotely Wednesday evening. Technology Director Joe Kidd provided a thorough update on related capital outlay requests, including updates to network and firewall technologies. Director of Personnel Services Lori Semino updated the board on the Student Services Department and working caseloads. Chair Teresa Stewart announced that on March 23rd, the board will begin meeting in a hybrid format. With this change, additional changes were brought to motion regarding public forum process. Chair Teresa Stewart elaborates.
What is proposed tonight in front of you in this updated policy for public comment under hybrid meeting format? This is something that Dr. Thompson and I discussed with legal counsel to ensure that what we're doing is what was recommended. I also consulted with our field representative, Dorothy Presser, at the MASC for her advice. As you know, MASC is the body that we are going through the policy audit with. At this time, they haven't updated their current public policy, public forum policy. They are actually waiting to see if further changes are going to be made to open meeting law, because there is some discussion at the state level that longer term change may occur. But what Dorothy Presser at MASC shared with me is that currently school committees across the state really are still meeting in all sorts of manners. Some are fully remote, some are fully in person, some have school committees in person, but everybody else is remote still for public forum and presentations. And then other committees are in a hybrid format where some school committee members are in person, some are remote, and the same for public forum. So there really isn't any consistency at this time in the Commonwealth. But what we are proposing tonight is that as we transition to a hybrid meeting format as of March 23rd, that we do allow public forum in two ways. One remotely through the Google meeting, and the second with in-person participation. As you can see in front of you, the Google Meet remote option would still be required to call the superintendent's office by noon the day of the meeting to pre-register. And then what we are proposing is that for in-person participation, people could also choose that pre-registration option. So call the superintendent's office and say, I would like to come speak tonight. I'm putting my name on the list now. Or people could show up at the start of our meeting and sign up then to participate in person.
The motion passed and the new policy will be implemented starting March 23rd. Before adjournment, the board reviewed the superintendent evaluation for Dr. Thompson. The board meets again on March 23rd in the hybrid format. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for more town news.
I'm a dad and a pastor.
I'm a mom and a principal.
I am a daughter,
wife, and machu.
Great-grandfather.
I'm a rock climber.
I'm a husband, a father, and a grandfather.
I'm a mother, a daughter, a wife, and a cousin.
I got vaccinated for my parents.
Because I want to be a good neighbor.
For safety and for the people I love.
For my family, for my community, and for our community at large.
કારણ કે મારી ઈચ્છા હતી કે મારા બાળક બીજા બાળક સાથે રમી શકે.
I got vaccinated so I didn't have to wear a mask.
For my family and for my community, your community.
We all come from different backgrounds
and speak different languages.
But we all agree on one thing.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Getting vaccinated.
get vaccinated.
Vaccination cardio.
To protect yourself and others, get vaccinated. To find out more information and to find a clinic, go to mass.gov/COVID vaccine.
Welcome back. After 13 months in the making, the Carolyn Restoration Project is now complete. Lee Leach, the town Carolinaire, was able to bless the downtown area with the sounds of bells for the town's 150th birthday on February 23rd. He is thrilled with the way the restoration project has turned out.
I'm pleased to announce that the Carillon is back up and in service, has been reinstalled. A lot of new features and other features have been reworked so that they are working better. The instrument is playable and has been for a couple days. People around town, around Norwood Town Hall, have been able to enjoy it already. The first time I played it was actually on February 23rd, the 150th anniversary. I was able to play for about 20 minutes that day, including the happy birthday song for the town of Norwood. So I was very pleased to do that, and we're up and running. You will hear it being played from time to time, especially as springtime weather gets more pleasant. Come down to the town common, and you might be lucky enough to hear the bells being played live.
The bells themselves weren't the main focus of the project. They were actually in great shape given their age.
The bells themselves are exquisitely tuned bells and really didn't need any work per se to the bells themselves. So those were actually left here in the tower. Many of the larger bells, or all the larger bells, were left in place, and workmen worked around those. But much of the transmission, the aspects of the instrument between the console and the clapper up in the bell frame needed to be serviced and reworked, and some new elements were put in place upstairs, and as here too. For instance, these are adjusters which adjust the length from where we play the bell to where it hits the bell up in the bell frame. That length is adjusted through these set of adjusters. So those are new. All the wiring from here up is new, and also new clappers and strikers were installed too, which gives the carillon a little bit more clarity. If you are able to hear that, it brings the tone really out brightly to the listener.
One of the nice things about the project was being able to dedicate one of the bells to Bernie Cooper, Norwood's longtime assistant town manager.
The Bernie Bell is in honor of Bernard Cooper, who passed away right before this project got underway. And it was through his efforts and diligent work that we were able to develop the funding through the Community Preservation Act to get this done for us. So the Bernie Bell is one of the really nice things that came out of that was unexpected.
If you're strolling around the downtown area on a nice day, you may be lucky enough to hear Lee Leach playing the carillon from up in the Town Hall bell tower. Friday afternoon, Chief Brooks was at the Senior Center to answer questions about the Regional Dispatch Center.
So it's Friday afternoon, and I'm here at the Senior Center on invitation from Kerry McCarthy to talk to senior citizens about Norwood's move to the Regional Dispatch Center at SEMREC in Foxborough. And you know, as always, it's a pleasure to come up here and talk to these folks. They had great questions, and it just gave me an opportunity to talk about operationally that I think that this is going to be a big improvement for both the police and fire departments. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be cost savings for the town over time. And of course, the selectmen recently took their vote, but the senior citizens still, they had some questions. Great questions. I had a chance to chat with them, and I hope it was productive.
These past few months, we have covered how Norwood came together for one of their own as she fights a terrible cancer diagnosis. Thoughtful local business owners at Burn Boot Camp, Sky Spa, and Lifetime Fitness have run successful fundraisers for Andrea Lavery. Catherine, Swan, and Laura coordinated these fundraisers, and the community showed up to support. The three fundraisers raised over $55,000 to support Andrea and her family as she battles cancer. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.